In part 2 of our series on Arthur Shawcross, we pick up with him being released on parole, stemming from his manslaughter charges. And would you believe it? He's right back at his old ways. We'll discuss his next marriage and the numerous murders he committed in the late 80s. Finally, we'll discuss the police investigation, how they got smartened up to Shawcross, and what eventually became of old Artie. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought last week's bestiality was bad, stick around. We're going from sheep fucking to vagina eating tonight, and I ain't talking about cunnilingus. This is Necronomipod. Start tonight's show by discussing pictures of Casey Anthony at Disney with that new dump truck caboose she's sporting. What say you?
She's always had a pretty nice ass, but it's legendary now. Hot damn.
She looked real angry in the picture that I saw.
Well, I think every person in there is snapping pictures of that caboose. She's.
Did you see the video from the parking lot?
No.
She's flipping off the paparazzi or press
sure
there.
she
Yeah,
is.
she's quite pissed. I mean, I can't say I really feel bad for her, but if they could just get more shots of her booty, that would be better.
That's all we need to see.
Yeah.
That one article, TMZ posted a picture where there was like Casey Anthony looking at the children's clothes or something.
Yeah, it was toys. It was kids' toys.
Kids' toys, yeah.
Oof.
Can you imagine being in like the little gift shop and like you turn, like you bump into someone, you're like, oh, excuse me, and you look and it's her? It's like, what?
I don't even know what I would do.
What do you do? Well, I mean, not like us buffoons.
Oh,
but I mean, like
us.
a real person that is, who thinks she's vile and awful.
I'd be like,
disgusting.
okay.
Like, and quick selfie real quick.
Not with her, with her ass. Yeah,
Of course.
Get down on my knees.
Squat down and boom. And then you get arrested. Just like, did you see that there was a Disney employee who just got arrested for taking like upskirt photos of women?
No.
Yeah, he was like going like I think he worked at one of those gift shops and he got busted.
That's a weird thing.
I don't know how he was doing it or how he was getting away with it, but yeah, taking pictures up girl skirts. And then once they caught him, he admitted to it. He's like, "Yeah, I've been doing it for years."
Me.
You want to look at my slideshows?
It's a very incel move, right?
Yeah.
Upskirt pictures.
Yeah.
Like that's your only opportunity to see a vagina, perhaps.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's an odd kink too. Like I feel okay kink shaming them because you're violating people's privacies.
Yeah,
Like,
it's illegal.
and that's a weird thing. Like you could just go online and Google like vagina. You'll be surprised what pops up.
Really? What was the show?
Women in panties. But no, you got to go get the amateur stuff.
There's porn dedicated to that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, where you don't have to be the one taking the photos.
Yeah, like everybody's consensual. You just don't.
It's not the same, man. It's not the same.
Yeah.
If there's no felony involved, I don't want it.
Do you think if he was still employed when Casey Anthony showed up, he'd have been? Well, she was. All the pictures I saw, she had jeans on.
Yeah.
He ain't about that life.
She's not a skirt kind of girl.
She loves her denim.
Yeah.
She's always in jeans.
So I tried to get some Genesee cream ale tonight because we're talking about the Genesee River Killer. I couldn't find it anywhere.
I've never had it before.
I don't love it.
It's not good.
No.
It's real cheap, right? Like Blatz and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the last time I saw it, I think. No one had it at all. Nobody.
Take like a light beer that's not good, like maybe like a Busch Light or a Natty Light, and make 75% Busch Light and like 15% milk. And that's cream ale.
Yeah, what do they put in? What's the cream that makes it a cream ale? I don't even really know what that means.
I had it once back in college, and I was like, "This is gross." Like it almost like coats your mouth like milk does, and you're like, "This is not what I want."
Like a White Russian beer.
Kind of, yeah.
Ew.
And like I love White Russians, but that's when I'm drinking a White Russian, not fucking beer.
Yeah.
But I don't even like milk stout beers. I don't enjoy those either.
Don't either.
It's got that like creamy taste.
That's like all those gimmick Christmas ones and stuff, like the gingerbread beers and stuff like that. I don't like any of that.
It's like a fucking meal.
Yeah.
It's just so heavy. And
Yeah, no thank you.
I don't like those extra, like you said, gimmicky flavors added to it. I'm not even a big like Christmas holiday beer fan. Like that cinnamon, I just don't care for. And then it's worse when like they put the cinnamon on the rim.
Too much.
And it's like, I don't want all that.
That's what they do for Christmas sale, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas sales, the local from Great Lakes Brewing here that everyone loves. And like I can have maybe 2 of those a year. And then that's it. I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And definitely not with cinnamon on the rim.
You max out on that shit real quick.
I usually will just drink it out of the bottle because I don't want a whole pint of it. Just give me the 12 ounce.
Yeah.
And that's enough of that. They have plenty of other good, delicious beers. I don't need to waste on that. What's the other one, people? 12 Dogs? Is that the 12? Is it 12 Dogs
That
Christmas
sounds right.
ale or Christmas beer that everyone?
Thirsty Dog.
Thirsty Dog. But isn't
That's
it called
what they call
12
them, right?
Dogs? I think is the name.
12
of
Dogs at Christmas.
Yeah. And everyone likes that one.
That's better than Great Lakes, right? From what I remember.
I just know I don't care for any of them just because I don't like that holiday cinnamon flavor that everyone uses.
It always tastes different every year. Like sometimes it's a little more muted and it's a little more tolerable.
You talking about the Great Lakes or any of them?
I think all of them, the recipe differs year to year. Definitely Great Lakes.
You can taste
is
more.
much different year over year.
There are some years where it has like a strong spice and other years where it is mild. But I wonder if that's even batch to batch. Maybe it is every
Could
year
be,
it's
yeah.
inconsistent and we don't drink it enough to know.
No. I just want some beer. Like beer flavored beer.
That's an idea. Cool down
It
Media's
is.
beer.
Can someone get on
beer.
What's that one wintertime Great Lakes one? It's a dark beer, super high ABV on it.
I don't know.
That's the one where I drank a 4-pack of it. And I woke up in the morning and my debit card was out and stuff. Like,
Winter Fits.
or
I've
is
never
it like
had that.
blackout something?
Card was out.
I'm looking. Winter Ale.
I don't know.
They could have changed the name though.
Yeah.
They're the Nosferatu. That one will knock you on your ass.
Yeah.
That's their holiday or Halloween. That when they sell beers only in 4-packs, you know that alcohol content's going to be up there. Especially when you're paying like $25 for a 4-pack.
Exactly.
Because that's all you're going to need that night.
Yeah, I drank 4 of those guys and woke up in the morning. My wallet was out. My debit card was out. I'm like, oh, shit. I must have bought something last night.
When was this?
Long time
Yesterday.
ago.
He doesn't know what he bought yet.
Amazon's been
It'll be here
showing
not
up
tomorrow.
all day. You're a fun guy when you're drunk. You have the best stories.
Yeah, dude, all kind of shit.
Because you're either sober or eating sponges. There's no in between for you.
Yeah, no.
He's like,
Or
yeah.
he's drinking at wrestling shows and forgets that it's a work and gets all fired up and pissed.
Super wasted for that, too.
Or forget it's 2 out of 3 falls and someone gets pinned first and he's like, "What? No!" I was like, "Dude, it's 2 out of 3 falls. Relax." That's the best. I love that. Real quick off the top too, we got stickers, right?
Yeah, stickers back up on the website, available for sale to you. You get stickers, and you get stickers, and you get stickers.
And we get paid, and we get paid, and we get paid. Necronownpod.com, right?
Oh, yeah.
Individually sold or in a 3-pack.
That's exactly right.
Just like we did last time. We've a lot of people ask for stickers. That's a big thing.
I guess.
I never would have thought.
I wouldn't either, but you asked, we delivered.
So
Declan's been busy sending those out all week.
he has to handprint each and every one of them.
That's right.
Cut them out, too.
Cut them out and add like the adhesive to the back of them. He does all that by hand.
How long's he been an intern? It's been a while. Interns are usually temporary, right? When you're working for free, like how's a guy gonna?
You would
support
think he'd
himself?
have figured it out and moved on, but
It's like free
he
labor.
ain't leaving and we ain't asking. I don't remember when we hired him. He's not important enough to remember his hire date. What are we gonna do? Throw him a little party? You saw what happened when I took him to the strip club last week.
A little premature action.
Yeah, his own sister.
Well, since we can't drink the Genesee River Killer, maybe we should talk about him.
Where we left off on part 1, Arthur Shawcross had been paroled after serving 15 of 25 years that he was sentenced to for the rape and murders of 11-year-old Jack Blake and 9-year-old Karen Hill. Arthur was given that absurd plea deal of first-degree manslaughter in return for Jack Blake's body. Robert Kent was the only parole board member that disagreed with Arthur's release, saying that Arthur was the most dangerous individual to ever be released into the community.
I've been thinking about this all week, how it's even possible that they let this fucking clown out of prison.
He should have been executed.
Yeah, 100%.
At least sentenced to death.
It's really hard to wrap your head around.
But it all goes back to the manslaughter. That wasn't even an option.
Yeah.
What do you do, though, in that case where, you want to give the family closure on the kid, but the only way he'll tell you where his body's at is for a deal like that? Do you have to make the deal?
I wouldn't. If I was the DA, I would say, I'm sorry. I know you want to know where your kid is, but
Yeah.
maybe he'll confess later, but he needs to be behind bars for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
At least that, maybe that use that as the bargaining chip is, I'm not going to go after the death penalty, but I'll let you live behind bars. Maybe you have the chance of parole one day, just dangle that, but still go for that highest charge you could do.
Yeah, maybe they moved too quickly on that. But still, hard to believe they let him out early. You could have done at least
And on
let him
top
do
of that, they're like,
the 25. Yeah, but like, nope, let's let him out even earlier.
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
I don't understand how you would be a parole board member and look at what he did already and then be like, yep, this is good. I'm good with this.
Yeah. Robert Kent wasn't about that life. He's like, am I the only rational person here? What is going on?
Yeah, you can put yourself in his shoes, too. You're sitting in that room with the parole board, and he's got to be going crazy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Did we say anything about, did we talk last week about how many people were on the parole board?
No, I'm not sure the actual number.
Know that too. Like, what if it was just 3 people and he's just like, fuckos,
Yeah.
Come on.
Stop. You're crazy.
The New York State Parole Board first assigned Arthur to live in Binghamton. And as you could imagine, people who lived in Binghamton weren't thrilled with Arthur moving in. Tensions rose until one day Arthur allegedly asked a kid to go fishing. That night, people in the neighborhood forced Arthur out of the neighborhood, like straight up, like Frankenstein style, like torch. Yeah, crowded around his house, like, you need to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Years ago, we had a convicted sex offender move in our neighborhood, and the whole neighborhood like protested out in front of his house and stuff, and he didn't last there very long. I don't know what the answer is. They got to go somewhere, but not in a neighborhood full of kids, pal.
Yeah, no. Even though Arthur was ran out of Binghamton, he had no issue finding his 4th wife, Rose Marie Wally, and she traveled around with Arthur until he found a home in Rochester. Rose met Arthur through a pen pal program and divorced her husband for Arthur as soon as he was paroled, what is the turn on for her? Like, you meet him as a pen pal. Oh, hey, what are you locked up for? Oh, I murdered.
Yeah, I raped and murdered a couple little kids.
Yeah.
Sweet, I'm leaving my husband.
What baffles me is in doing this show, learning all of these different people that have like fell in love and met through like this pen pal program, or like fell in love with these guys when they're sentenced. I think it'd be really interesting to do a show on some of those stories to like figure out like how did this happen? What's the mindset behind that? What's like, are these girls that are just like into bad boys? They like that thrill, that excitement. Was there past trauma in their life that draws them to this? Like, that's fascinating. Like how often this seems to happen.
There's a specific mental illness associated with that. It has its own, its name. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Penpalism.
Yeah.
As we call it, penpallyism.
We just talked about that a couple weeks ago with Dorothea Puente. She met that one guy through the pen pal.
Yeah, it happens
program.
both ways. And like this lady just like uprooting her life, leaving her husband for this guy.
And I don't understand what the attraction would be here.
Yeah, it's like the whole bad boy thing, times 100 on some sort of crazy level.
I think that and like the people who end up joining cults are the two that I'm most fascinated by. Just kind of trying to understand the psyche behind some of those.
What's worse, having Mike hollow out your wife's private part so it's like a hot dog down a hallway, or having your wife leave you for a guy that just got out of prison for raping and killing 9-year-olds?
I think it's pretty
Which
obvious.
is a worse punt to your psyche.
To be clear, it's usually the husband contacting me. They're willing participants. They're in the corner beating off as their wife gets hollowed out. like a fucking jack-o'-lantern, pal. Scooping out those innards.
After Binghamton, Rose and Arthur moved multiple times, and each time people in the neighborhood forced them out. Once Rochester got their turn to house Arthur, the parole board found a loophole. Because Arthur was convicted of manslaughter, the parole board didn't realize that they didn't have to actually disclose what Arthur did. He wasn't on any type of sex offender list or anything like that. So no one in Rochester was informed that a child murderer had moved into their neighborhood, and the parole board didn't have a headache anymore of trying to figure out where to put Arthur.
You fucking
This
believe
parole
that
board
shit?
is just...
What is happening up there with this parole board?
Is that still a law? Like if you're a child, I know for sex offenders, but for a child murderer that everyone gets notified? Or is it just like a murderer in general? Or is that not something around? You just never hear about it.
If you're on the sex offender registry, definitely. But as far as killing a kid, yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
Not just killing a kid, raping and killing a kid and mutilating them.
Yeah, and this is pre-sex offender registry stuff, I would imagine, right?
I would imagine. But I guess he wasn't
Early
charged.
80s?
Was he charged with? He was just manslaughter,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So even if it was around, they're like, oh, loophole.
But the parole board's supposed to work for the citizens of New York. They're not supposed to be finding fucking loopholes
Listen.
so they can dump people in Rochester.
Listen, pal, I'm trying to clock out at 4 o'clock.
Jesus. It's very egregious.
Arthur ended up getting a job at a produce store where he told them that the reason for his manslaughter sentence was because he murdered a drunk driver who had hit and killed his wife.
Someone listening, keep a tally of the excuses he has throughout this episode.
Yeah.
We'll probably reach double digits. Or take a drink every time he comes up with an excuse.
It didn't take long for Arthur to get weird. He started to sexually harass one of his coworkers, a woman named Loretta Neal. But instead of getting in trouble, this led to a relationship for Arthur. He got in trouble at work, but the sexual harassment led to a relationship with Loretta's mother, Clara.
Got to use it when you can in this episode because I don't think we're going to be able to use it again.
This is another
Claire's like
woman.
an old woman.
Yeah, for real, an
Like
old
a
woman.
senior citizen old woman. They show her in the documentary.
He's not an ageist.
I don't understand what the attraction here, what it is here either.
I don't know, man. This whole story is really bizarre.
Like her daughter, Loretta. Like when Arthur was over the house, he would like start grabbing at her private areas and stuff, and Clara would just laugh about it and think it's hilarious.
How old was Loretta then? Like, so she was like a fully grown adult.
Yeah.
Her mom was like a senior citizen.
But there was other kids in the house too. She just thought it was hilarious.
The longer that goes on, the more awkward it gets. Like it just goes on and on and on. And all those people are dead now. So think about that.
At first, their relationship started with Arthur calling Clara. Whenever Arthur would get physically abusive towards Rose, he would call Clara but act like he was the one being abused. Then he would go over to Clara's and she would hold him while he cried. As their relationship progressed, Clara gave Arthur full access to her blue Dodge Omni. Arthur would cruise around in her car and get closer and closer to Rochester's red light district until he became a regular to the sex workers. They all knew him as Mitch.
Oh, Mitch. Hey, Mitch.
He was weird, and all he ever wanted to do was 69, but he paid with no issues until March 18th, 1988.
69, dudes!
What is that from?
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That's what I thought, but I was like, I don't remember that part.
Just what I want to do with a sex worker that took 10 loads that day. 69.
Well, he probably was doing it the proper way
Jesus.
and eating the cream pies out of them as God intended. Can you imagine? She gets on top and it just starts oozing out, like right under your face.
Stop.
You're like, get off me, get off me. He's going to get sick. Oh, mixed with yeast. Just pouring out. I can movie. It's like slow motion, like the drops coming. It's just
I'm
like
gonna throw up on this board one of these days, and you're gonna be sorry.
right between the eyes. It's just like bloop.
Limp dick.
Immediately.
It's a wild thing to want to do.
It's something. I don't even know what to say about that. It's something. I'm sure he was using a dental dam or other proper protection, though.
Yeah, right. Do we know that that's what he was doing, or that's what he said?
No, that's what he was doing.
He was requesting.
Yeah, because all the
69 dudes.
there were a lot of sex workers that ended up,
They're like, oh yeah, that's what he wanted.
yeah, customers of his, because they all knew him as Mitch. That's all he wanted to do was 69.
Dave's very grossed out by 69ing.
I prefer 68 myself. You blow me, and I owe you one.
It's the oldest joke in the world, but it still makes me laugh.
On March 18th, 1989, Arthur picked up 27-year-old Dorothy Blackburn. They agreed on $30 to 69, and one I see you shaking your head.
$30. Good Lord.
And once they were doing it, Arthur said that she bit his penis hard enough to draw blood.
Take a drink.
Arthur bit her back and tore off part of her vagina.
Maybe she just had braces or something. Come on, Artie. Maybe she didn't mean to, dickhead.
She's just very toothy with her blowjobs.
Happens. Although she's a professional.
I was going to say,
she should know better.
She should be better. Oh, that makes me queasy. Just thinking about like catching a tooth and then there's blood involved. And,
Well, then he bit off a solid chunk of her vagina.
well, let's be honest. She didn't do that. He's lying.
Well,
and
yeah.
then he decided to eat her, like eat
Sure.
her vagina.
Not in a good way.
Not in the way Mike the Bull does it.
He grabbed Dorothy by the throat and choked her unconscious, then drove to a spot that he liked to fish at. When Dorothy came to, he told her that he was going to rape her, to which Dorothy laughed at him.
Was that guy at the end coughing or laughing? Like I
Sound
feel
like
like he was
they're
like,
He laughed too much. He started choking himself. He was coughing.
well, back then they were all smoking too,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Camel Unfilters in the studio audience.
that's interesting. She laughed at him. Maybe
If she did, I don't know.
This is what he said.
Yeah, this is his version of events.
It's hard to.
And if she
keep
did,
track of.
he's kind of a regular with these prostitutes. They all know him. She's probably been with him before. Thinks he's just joking. Like, ha, funny,
Yeah.
funny Artie.
But this is after he ripped into her vagina, though, right? Like
That's true.
that's just maybe she didn't though. I forgot this is his side of things. So
Yeah.
again, she's provoking him. Probably is what he's going for.
In a rage, Arthur strangled Dorothy to death and then just sat in the car with her body for about 3 hours. Who knows what he was doing? He never went into details. But when he was done, Arthur threw her body in the Genesee River. City employees found Dorothy's body 9 days later while they were doing a maintenance job. Her body was face down, covered with a layer of silt and up against a piece of concrete. In the time Arthur sat with Dorothy's body in the car, he put her clothes back on her because she was found in a t-shirt that was slightly pulled up, a zip-up hoodie that wasn't zipped, jeans, and her shoes. Tennis shoes were on. It's weird that he redressed her.
It's different. Why?
I don't know.
Just so he didn't have to get rid of her clothes?
No, I don't think that was an issue because after this murder, he starts dumping off their clothes in Salvation Army bins.
Which is smart. Maybe he learned from this one.
On July 9th, Arthur picked up 28-year-old Anna Marie Steffen. Like Dorothy Blackburn, they agreed to a price on 69ing and went to a field area next to a construction site. According to Arthur, while they were 69ing, someone came walking through the field. He grabbed Anna and told her to be quiet, but she got scared and threatened to scream. Arthur said that he just grabbed her throat and started to squeeze until she stopped fighting. This field was on the edge of a large hill, and Arthur said that he just pushed her over the hill, and she stopped rolling behind a bush. 2 months later, a guy collecting litter saw a leg bone sticking out of that bush, And when he got closer, he saw that it was connected to a fully clothed skeleton. A forensic anthropologist ended up doing a facial reconstruction image that was so good that Anna's father saw it on the news and was able to identify her.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
That happens frequently, too. That the reconstructed face is spot on to what the person actually looked like. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Doesn't he have anywhere else to go? You go 69 in a field at a construction site? Weird.
That's how it works, though,
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I don't know. You tell me. I guess you just go wherever you can.
Yeah.
I guess. You're not fucking in that Plymouth Omni or that Dodge Omni.
Yeah, you go to like those hourly rate motels, right?
If you can't afford that, you go to a field, I guess.
Or like in an alley or behind a building or something.
I guess if you want to get blown, but like the whole 69 thing's weird.
You're just laying down like in an
like
alley.
in a field or in an alley. That's a rich man's game when you have a home to go to in 69. You can't do that when you don't have anywhere to go. You're not 69 material, Artie Shawcross.
On July 29th, Arthur killed the first person close to him. That was 59-year-old Dorothy Keeler. Dorothy was homeless, and Arthur had met her when she was working as a waitress at a diner that he went to all the time. Arthur started paying Dorothy to clean his apartment, and eventually that turned into them having an affair. On July 29th, Arthur was on his way to the river to fish when he stopped by to talk to Dorothy. When she found out where he was going, she asked if he would take her with him.
What do you fish for in the Genesee River? Any idea?
I don't know.
Just curious.
Perch.
Perch?
I'm just making that up. I don't know. Snails also.
Snails?
Big snail river.
Perch are lake fish, aren't they?
I believe so.
All right.
Does Genesee River flow into a Great Lake, though? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Probably. I'm going to say they fish for trout in the Genesee River. Final answer. I have no idea.
Okay.
Though.
Someone will let us know.
Probably.
What are you guys, fucking idiots?
Don't you know your Rochester history and geographical information? No, we fucking don't. Isn't Rochester the place that has those garbage bowls?
Garbage plates, yeah.
Yeah. Garbage plates, is that what? And it's just a bunch of shit, like hangover food.
3 a.m,
drunk,
bunch of
drunk
shit.
food. Have you heard of these?
Mm-mm.
I only know them from a local radio show. Had talked about them once years ago.
It's like French fries, like whatever shit they just throw on there.
I think they even actually scoop it in the trash at some points too. And they're like, "Oh, this guy's fucking hammered. He won't know." That's Ian Namapod. Throw some beer tabs in that. He won't know.
Some beer tabs.
They tell you it's cheese. They're shredding a sponge right on top of your plate. And it's like, yeah, can I get extra? Can I get extra?
It sounds good. I've never actually had one.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds delicious. Like I'm not making fun of it, but
We'll have to get one sometime. Next time we're in Rochester.
yeah, next time I'm up there, be sure to get one of those.
According to Arthur, they spent the morning fishing and having sex until around 3 p.m. when it started to rain.
Do you know if they were 69ing?
Probably.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Maybe some. He said his exact words were making love. So
A little different.
they got under some trees to stay out of the rain. And according to Arthur, Dorothy tried to take money out of his wallet. This led to an argument about the money and about his relationships with Clara and Rose. Arthur said that when she threatened to tell the other women about their affair, he picked up a small log and hit her in the side of the head, killing her instantly. After hiding Dorothy's body under a fallen tree, Arthur went home. Later on, he told police that he returned to the spot several months later and removed Dorothy's skull and threw it in the river. 3 fishermen ended up finding her remains 3 months later. Her skeleton was in the fetal position wearing jeans that had been pulled down halfway.
Ugh. He was talking about removing her head in that documentary.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, how did you remove it? He's like, I just pulled it.
Wow.
Came off.
So I guess in three months, are you just down? Like, do you just decompose to straight bone by then?
Depends on...
I think that seems quick, kind of. But I guess if it's in the right
Animals,
conditions,
weather.
yeah.
This is also in July, so it's hot.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure your head would just come right off.
But I mean, like even like they said, they just found up her skeleton was in the fetal position. That's like,
if there's animals there, yeah,
sure.
I'm
No,
sure
I
that's
guess it's possible.
Yeah.
Just all Ian's buddies, those fucking raccoons, man. Bloodthirsty little demons.
When they run out of garbage plates, they go over and find the bodies.
Oh, man.
On September 29th, 1989, Arthur picked up 25-year-old Patricia Ives at the same diner where Dorothy Keller worked. Arthur said that they agreed on $25 to $69 and then went to a construction site that was behind the local YMCA.
Another construction site.
It's probably a easy place, I guess.
Yeah,
no one's out
no one
there
will
at
see
night.
you. He's all about it.
Again, Arthur claimed that in the act of 69ing, Patricia tried to steal his wallet.
He's not eating the pussy very well if she's busy stealing money from him during the act, right?
Well, I'm assuming she's not doing that at all. And so everyone take a drink because that's excuse number, 3 or 4 now? Can you imagine? He's so bad at it. She's upcharging him as they're going through. She's like, oh, that's going to be another $10 add-on.
Surcharge.
She's
already.
like, that's not my clit, that's my butthole. Please get your tongue out.
In a rage, Arthur anally raped her and strangled her to death. Arthur put her body up against a fence and covered her with a large board. About a week later, some kids were playing baseball, and one hit the ball over the fence of that construction site. One of the boys climbed the fence and discovered Patricia's remains. She was found face up, wearing pants with a sweater and no underwear. And the rest of these are fast. Like Arthur picks
He's moving.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good clip here.
Which is common, right? Like once clearly he's probably feeling invisible. He killed and raped and assaulted 2 kids, got manslaughter, got out. He's probably like, oh, I can get away with all this now. I'll just stay away from kids.
Very emboldened.
Yeah. And, picking the population that typically you would get away with
That's
it, right?
right.
With
That's right.
the sex workers.
You hear it time and time again.
On October 23rd, 1989, June Stotts was someone that Arthur and Rose both knew, and she would regularly come to their apartment. She wasn't a sex worker. June was sometimes homeless, and she suffered from unmedicated schizophrenia. According to Arthur, he had seen June sitting on a park bench, and he asked her to take a ride with him. Arthur took her to a beach on the Genesee River, and he said that they had sex. At some point, Arthur said that he made a joke about June not being a virgin, and she started screaming at him. Arthur said that he put his hand over her mouth to keep her quiet, but he ended up suffocating June.
Everyone take a drink.
Arthur took off June's clothes and hid her body in some bushes. He threw her clothes in the river and then had sex with June's corpse. In total, Arthur said that he spent about 3 hours with June's body that first day.
Is this the first time with the necrophilia?
I doubt it.
First time he admits it?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like a guy that would admit to the necrophilia.
Didn't he do some necrophilia with the girl after she was dead?
He mutilated her
He didn't.
privates, but I don't know. About a week later, Arthur came back to June's body. Using a pocket knife, Arthur cut from June's throat to her crotch, exactly how you would do if you were gutting a deer. Then Arthur cut out her vagina and ate it. When he was... and that's still fairly warm, sitting in the sun for a week,
Hey, you're going to make Dave throw up. We're going to get Dave to throw up this episode.
You just might. I can't even imagine that. I got to hold my hand over my mouth here for a little bit.
I want to pay a sex worker to get cream pied and then come 69 days.
Are you insane?
It'll be Declan's cream pie. Are you insane, sir? You be all right?
Yeah, I'm going to try to make a point here. Like, can you...
His hand is over his mouth, folks. That's why it sounds muffled.
Like, I can't even imagine eating a steak that's sat out in the sun like this.
for a couple days. Yeah. Even a full day.
It's probably nice and tough and leathery, right, Dave?
Well, then...
And you got to imagine he probably missed a few hairs, so you're feeling that on your tongue.
You're getting starts getting a little liquid.
You guys are You guys are killing me.
When he was done, Arthur threw some old carpet that he found nearby over June's body and left. A guy walking his dog found June's body on November 25th. When you die, your blood pools. So if you die on your back and you're laying there for a while, your blood will pool to your back and the skin will get really blue in that area. We talked about that on another case called lividity.
Your heart stops pumping your blood, right? So it just
Right.
kind of...
And eventually, and it just settles.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Gravity.
I was going to say gravity. Huh. What a novel concept.
June's body was found facing up, but police noticed that her blood also settled at the front, and that was their first big clue. June had to have been placed face down for her blood to pool to the front, so police knew that the killer came back and moved June's body.
Chun chun. Necronomipod is sponsored by BetterHelp. When was the last time you learned something new about yourself? What was that like? How did it make you feel? As people, we're constantly evolving and bettering ourselves, so you shouldn't be surprised when you learn something new. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. Perhaps this means professionally, spiritually, mentally, or even just educating ourselves and becoming smarter. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or act the way we do until we talk things through. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. BetterHelp therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenging emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy a great way to discover more about who you are and empowers you to be the best version of yourself. So, if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. So why wait any longer? Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/necro today and get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro. So a garbage plate, at least the one that I'm looking at, I found from a place called Jimmy Z's, which is at SUNY Brockport, just outside of Rochester.
All right.
This all comes in a takeout container, and it's a ton. It's filled, like to the point where like the container is almost breaking. 2 bunless cheeseburger patties, slathered in a mysterious oily meat sauce, topped with raw onions, ketchup, and mustard, nestled lovingly on top of a pile of home fries and macaroni salad. It does not sound as awesome as I was hoping,
That's it, huh?
but I would, at least at Jimmy Z's, but I would eat that. I don't love macaroni salad.
I like macaroni salad.
And like, I feel like mixed with all that hot food to just eat like cold macaroni salad in that. Also that oily meat sauce. Now, as a guy who loves like chili dog sauce, I probably would like it. But the term oily makes my stomach turn.
Oily's not good.
No, like when you can see like the oil just like sitting there.
All right, that one doesn't sound good. There's got to be better variations in
I'm
that.
sure there are. And the picture looks all right.
I think I want fries instead of...
Oh, the other thing with it is it comes with 2 sides. So like if you look at this photo here, it looks like there's like baked beans on it too. Like that, this photo looks okay. Baked beans. There's like the chili dog sauce, the hash browns, or the home
that
fries.
looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'd eat that.
I mean, it's a garbage plate for sure.
That's garbage. There's no...
And maybe that's why they only sell them at like 2 and 3 a.m., right? Like at noon, you're not eating that
Not
for
even.
lunch.
Like, I'm going to get a light lunch today. Give me a garbage plate.
But make it a small. Then you spend the rest of your day on the toilet.
June Stotts was killed on October 23rd. They found her body on November 25th. In between that time, before they caught their break in the case, on November 5th, 1989, Arthur picked up 22-year-old Maria Welch. Arthur said that he met Maria while she was sitting on a bench, and the two of them got into an argument about how much she was charging for sex. Arthur thought that it was too much money.
Oh, did he?
Take a drink.
They finally came to an agreement, but again, Arthur said that she tried to steal his wallet.
Take a drink.
And at that point, he strangled her to death. There's another version where Arthur said that he killed her because they did the 69ing, and during that, he found out that she was menstruating.
Take a drink. Also, I believe the correct term is they did a 69.
Oh, okay.
69, dudes!
Afterwards, Arthur left her body hidden in some bushes.
Dave menstruating.
Arthur wasn't about getting his Red Wings at this time. He not fond of that.
It's like strawberries and cream, right?
Oh, yeah.
Menstruating
I've
with
heard,
cream
Mike.
pie.
Sure, yeah.
Does Ben and Jerry's not make a strawberries and cream ice cream, Dave? Because next time you eat it, I want you to think of that.
I don't know why he was so
Not be
upset
thinking
about
that.
that.
Seems like it's right up his alley, right?
I mean, he cut out
like,
the
"Ew,
vagina
blood."
of a decaying woman and ate
Yeah.
that.
Ew, what is
Exactly.
this discharge? But it's an excuse. It's not real. It's just something he's making
I
up
agree. It's
to
not
try
real.
to, oh, well, I had every right, officer. She
Yeah.
didn't tell me she was menstruating when she sat on my face.
Asshole.
Still in between the time frame of June's body being found, on November 11th, 1989, Arthur picked up 22-year-old Frances Brown. Arthur claimed that he killed Frances with his penis during the whole 69 thing. Like, he wouldn't... What? He wouldn't let her head up.
Have a drink. Take a drink.
Arthur is said to have had a weirdly large penis.
Really?
Yeah.
Who said? He said?
Doctors said. Like, that's been confirmed. He has a very oddly large penis. So
Interesting.
Not like old Egg Dick Epstein.
it sounded like it was weird shaped though. Like weirdly.
Like large, but very
Just
weird.
like Ja Rule, brother.
Does Ja Rule have a weird shaped penis? Is that something I missed?
A large penis. I just assume my man Ja Rule's.
He's got big dick
Back
energy.
in-
He's got
yeah.
big dick energy.
He fucking in the backseat of the Yukon.
Right. You can't do that unless you have a big dick.
That's
It's the
right.
law. It should be, at least. If I'm ever sheriff of a town, that's a law. Fucking in the Yukon, I'm going to see that dick.
Your
Tape measure.
penis is not big enough to fuck in the backseat of the Yukon.
The energy you're giving me right now,
You can't
not
do it feet to
consistent.
shoulder, sir.
it's not consistent with someone who has a huge dick. I'm going to need you to get out here, put your hands on the hood, pull down your pants, and whip that dick out. Barney, get my tape measure. Barney Fife.
Limp dick.
In this fantasy, Barney Fife's my assistant, because I'm sheriff of a town.
That's quite a penis, Ja Rule. Look at that penis, Andy.
I imagine I just look at him with disgust. I'm like, you're free to go.
I've never seen a penis that big, Sheriff Andy.
He works for me. He still calls me Andy. Like, no, this is Mike Namapod.
That thing's below his knee.
After
We don't actually believe that he killed her with his penis.
I don't think so. I guess it's possible. Yeah, but I don't think so.
I'm going to call myself skeptical at this point.
That's fair.
After she was dead, Arthur said that he, quote, French kissed and used her body to stay warm, then just rolled it off a cliff, which cliff, he always says cliff. It's just like a big hill, like a drop off. It's not like on the side of a fucking mountain. A fisherman found her body only a few days later. He saw the body first from about 40 feet down the hill, leading down to the river. Maria was naked except for a pair of white go-go boots, and she was partially covered with uprooted grass and a bunch of sticks.
Hey, real quick, we have someone calling in eyewitness account of how big Artie's penis is. Go ahead, caller. That's pretty big. They can vouch for that.
I don't speak goat, but I'll take your word for it.
They said he was big, very big.
So at this point, the media was all over this case.
I bet they love this kind of stuff.
He had a couple nicknames, but then they settled on the Genesee River Killer.
I always thought the Genesee beer was the river killer because they took that clean river water and turned it into fucking something that tastes like piss. But
Not very creative.
No.
It's just very cut and dry. Like,
Geographically based.
throws him in the Genesee River, Genesee Killer.
That's it. What else
Like
would you
not
call
like
him,
I don't
though?
know.
Today, the huge cock prostitute slasher killed again.
See, now it's got your attention though, right?
It does.
You read that
You're on the
headline,
lookout.
you're like, I'm going to read this article.
You're like, I don't want that big cock motherfucker killing me. Better stay indoors tonight.
The investigation wasn't really a bad one. It wasn't anything like the police turned down help from the FBI or anything like that.
They seem to be all over it. It's not like they were ignoring it or anything, right?
Yeah, this
Like you
wasn't
get with a lot of places.
right. Like Robert Pickton, there was up to like 20 some disappearances, and they were still like, nothing's happening here.
Well, in the documentary we talked about, the police even, years later when they were interviewed, they seemed very invested in it. They remembered a lot about the specific details about these victims and stuff. So, yeah.
Good job, police.
It's
Well
just the
done on
parole
this one.
board.
Yeah, inflicted this upon them, sure.
Yeah, they're the fuck ups. in
And
this
they were the
story.
fuck
for
ups.
sure.
The first episode partially that we talked about with them not following up when he was released and should have gotten counseling per his release.
Yeah, among
in court,
all the other things.
and there was
sure.
no follow up. I mean, and that's on him as well. But it's just once he's out of prison, there's no oversight over him. When you have one of the parole board members saying this is the most violent man we've ever released, you have a psychologist saying he was starting those fires with an intent to kill, and he needs this, and this, and then that was it. Oh, let him be. Oh, loophole. We don't have to report anything to the community.
This is what happens.
So it's a major systems failure on that end.
It is.
Before we get to Arthur's next victim, we need to talk about Joanne Nostrom. One night, a little before Thanksgiving 1989, Joanne was approached by a guy named Mitch who wanted to pay her to $69. They agreed on the price and went to a secluded spot. Once there, Mitch noticed that Joanne had a knife on her, and she said that she had heard that the Genesee River Killer was picking up girls from her area, and she was prepared to die fighting back. At that point, Mitch said, forget the 69ing, and he paid Joanne to just play dead. Joanne went home that night and got high with her boyfriend, and they joked about how she probably just banged the Genesee River Killer, and she never reported it.
Oh, my God.
Forgot all about it until she saw Arthur Shawcross arrested.
She knew it.
It's weird that like he probably heard her, like, saw the knife and heard that and was like, all right, yeah, but I can't get off unless you're dead. So can you just play dead?
Right.
I wonder how many people pay sex workers to play dead like that. Like, I wonder if that's a really common thing.
I wonder.
Or how common it is.
I mean, I feel like if you're willing to pay enough, sex workers are willing to, depending on what they're comfortable with, to, try different
easiest
things.
money they make all day, right?
And just lay there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You probably feel very vulnerable in that situation. Like if you're playing dead and, maybe your eyes are closed and you're just laying there limp. But
Can you just close your eyes, or do you have to do something like
like, are they into like cartoon character dead? Like X's on your eyes, or I guess that's all whatever your kink is, right?
Yeah.
I would love to know, like, what are some of the craziest requests you've had? What have you said no to? And what are the ones that are crazy that like might have been uncomfortable that you agreed to? That'd be fascinating to know.
What if we hire someone for the next show to just lay in the corner here dead the whole time we record?
Pal, I'll do you one better. We don't have to pay him. Declan! Go lay there. Dave, put some coins on his eyes.
Some coins on his eyes.
And we'll just have him lay there. He can't move.
Can't move.
Don't breathe.
Kick him in the nuts if he moves.
Don't let us see you breathing. Yeah, kick him in the nuts. And if he reacts, kick him again because he's supposed to be dead. If you're dead, you can't feel your nuts getting kicked, pal. Newsflash. The only way you'll see him move is if his sister Destiny walks in and you can see his pants start to shuffle and twitch because his penis will be getting hard at the sight of his sister and his big hands. That fucking guy. Can we fire him?
No.
I know. He does good work on the stickers.
I like him.
And he runs some of our social medias. I don't like him. Like, he's a disgusting freak. But
He's a nice boy.
well,
I feel like
we never actually addressed it. He's also 67 years old. But he's our bitch.
67.
Can you imagine?
He didn't save enough, and he's on Social Security and fixed income. He's trying to work his way up so he can make $100 a week, and Mike's resisting paying him. He's eating dog food.
Destiny's his hot young sister. She's 55. Still working at the strip club where I took him. It's nice though. You take him to Perkins, you get the senior discount. You get the senior discount on those pancakes and sausage links.
I feel like it'd be $200 to get someone to lay in here for the whole show, pretend they're dead.
Why do you want to do that though?
We just did 5 minutes on what it would be like. What do you mean?
But yeah, but this is people wanting to bang them. You just want someone to.
banging.
Why do you want someone to lay their dead? Like
I want to see how long they can do it.
Okay. Yeah, he did it because he wanted to fuck them. But I was
Did he fuck him though?
Yeah, he did.
All right.
Because that's what. Yeah,
That's what she said.
She was bragging about. Oh, I might have just fucked the Genesee cream ale killer.
But it wasn't clear if when 69's off the table, if fucking is a suitable replacement or not. Or if he just cranked one out watching her lay there.
Possibly that too.
Right.
I guess the way it was written is she joked that she might have just banged the killer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You take that for what it is.
Exactly.
All right. So we're gonna pay someone to we'll call it art though, right? We're gonna see their artistic view of how they portray death.
Oh, they're corpse poses. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can come wearing like corpse paint, like Norwegian black metal bands.
Every half hour, can they adjust to like a new death
They
position?
do whatever they want. Yeah. We can't be
Well,
looking.
for $200, they're gonna do what we want, not what they want.
We can't be looking at them when they move, though.
Yeah.
Like we just have to glance over, and they're in another death pose.
Like I got to go like this. If they're that would be freaky, actually.
If we catch them moving, then we actually get to kill them.
I want them like they'll sign paperwork. It's fine. It's all legit. I want them to be like sitting up, but like with rigor mortis, like just like all stuck and stiff.
We're fleshing this thing out in real time. I like it.
We went down a real weird path on that one, and for once, it wasn't me that got us there. I just exposed Declan for being a senior citizen.
So all those victims we talked about in November were finally able to circle back around to November 25th, 1989. That was the day that June Stott's body was found with the evidence that the killer had come back. That was also the same day that Arthur struck again when he killed 29-year-old Elizabeth Gibson. Same thing as the rest. Arthur claimed that she tried to steal his wallet, so he strangled her to death. However, this time, Arthur drove her body out of the county to Wayne County and dumped her face down in a creek near a dirt road. Her body was found really quick by some hunters a couple hours later. But Arthur's starting to become aware of, the media, the name Genesee River Killer, trying to throw police off a little bit.
Is he liking it? Is he relishing the fact that he has a moniker?
He did go back, wasn't it last week? He went back to the scene of the crime, one of his arsons, to watch.
He called the fire department on himself.
And watch, though, right? Or just
I don't
called.
know.
I'm mixing it up, but he called to kind of get off. It was like a Peter Curtin type.
Yeah.
I don't know if he talked about this, but he worked in a cheese factory this whole time, right?
I thought
That's what
we had initially said he was at a store.
He was at
Produce.
a produce store, but I think he got fired and
I think he was at a cheese factory.
You
That's
think
just a small tidbit in the documentary. He was working at a cheese factory.
You think he was fucking the Swiss?
anything's possible with this guy?
Careful where you buy your Swiss cheese. That's all I'm saying.
You don't want a cream pie.
You certainly don't when
With
you're
your
trying.
cheese.
You're trying to make a turkey sandwich.
No.
The only cream pie that better be spilling out of that is your mayonnaise, right? Dave knows what I'm talking
That's
about.
exactly
He's a
right.
heavy mayonnaise user.
He is a heavy man.
That is a cream pie he will eat all day long. Ladies, if you ever find yourself in a 69 situation with Dave, if you ever want to squirt a little mayonnaise around, he's not going to hate it. He's not going to hate it.
Extra mayo.
He's ordering his sex workers. Because now there's probably an app, right? He's special request extra mayo. They're like, what the fuck does that mean? He's like, don't worry. I got a jar of Hellman's here.
On December 15th, 1989, Arthur murdered 32-year-old Darlene Trippi. And then 2 days later, he murdered 34-year-old June Cicero. Arthur dumped June's body in Salmon Creek near the dump site of Dorothy Blackburn. He covered her in snow and then disposed of her clothing in a Salvation Army donation box. A couple days later, Arthur went back to June's body and used a small saw to cut out her frozen vagina. Arthur said that he just drove around with it in his car for a while, and then after pulling out some of the hairs, he wrapped it in a bar towel and then took some bites off of it, still frozen, like biting into a popsicle type thing.
Is that better, Dave? It's frozen. Sitting in the sun.
That's so vile. The police in that documentary said that June Cicero was the meanest prostitute in Rochester.
She
It
was
was like the madam. Everyone knew who she was. She was...
So like you go to her if you want like to get like dominated type thing? Or like she was just like a badass, like you
like
don't
a
fuck with
badass.
her.
Don't fuck with June. Everyone knew who she was.
I think they said she had been out there for 15 years working the streets. So.
Wow.
And that's one of the reasons that they knew that it confirmed it even more for police that this guy was a regular. It wasn't some really creepy guy they weren't looking for. They were looking for a regular
Because he caught June off guard.
Right. She would not have gotten into the car with someone she didn't trust.
That makes sense, yeah.
I don't know about him taking bites out of her frozen vagina or not, but he did for real cut it out. Like that is for real because it was missing and there were weird orange specks all over the ground at the crime scene. And police said it was pretty much human sawdust because it was frozen. It just...
The bones.
Yeah, and the skin, it, like...
Yeah, it's the
organs, everything.
Oh, my goodness. It's really hard to visualize this sort of stuff, you know?
I couldn't visualize it. Like it's very...
Like, what does a vagina look like in your hand in a towel when you cut it out of someone? Like, that's not...
Like the way he...
Something your brain can't process properly.
Yeah, I mean...
You're holding your hands up there like you're envisioning it in your hands.
No, I'm saying
Pervert.
like
He's thought about this, hasn't he? Fuck,
He's done this before.
Oh, man.
What are we feeling?
he like
Disgust. Zach, we're feeling disgust.
Notice Dave did not play your I am not hard in the slightest clip because that would be a lie. I think you might be slightly hard right now. Declan, come check. No, leave your walker there, fucking idiots. Get over here. It's not my fault you make poor choices.
Should have waited till full retirement age, asshole.
Yeah, get in here. Check Ian's dick. Is that hard? Those leathery old hands. All those sunspots.
Arthur said bone and all. So I'm assuming
It's like a whole pelvis almost.
yeah, like he
Yeah.
cored out a whole section and just took it with him.
I don't even know. No words.
Arthur's last victim was 20-year-old Felicia Stevens. He murdered her on December 28th, 1989, and she was Arthur's only black victim. The diner that Arthur loved to go to was also a place where police went, and Arthur was able to overhear their conversations.
Ed Kemper-esque.
Very much so.
Look at Mike did a remember.
Yeah.
That was like a mom response to like when you're trying to do the dishes and I won't stop talking. He was like, "Yeah, that's great for you." Oh, fuck along. I'm trying to do the dishes.
Glad you learned that, honey. We're going to move on now.
He noticed the fact that all his victims were white was a clue. So he says that he murdered Felicia to throw them off.
Ugh.
I don't know. There were a lot of black sex workers that went missing and killed at the time. So maybe he's full of shit and there's other victims out there
That he never owned up to.
Yeah, there's one woman named Kimberly Logan that gets attributed to him, but she's not an official victim. He says he never killed her, but he admitted to everything else. So I don't know.
Maybe just because he'd like to say this little bit here to make himself look smart, you know?
Maybe
if he admitted to those other ones, it kind of blows a hole in that theory. And
Arthur encountered Felicia while stopped at a red light in downtown Rochester. According to him, Felicia stuck her head in his open passenger side window, and he closed the window on her, catching her throat. Basically, she was yelling for him like, hey, you want to hook up? And she stuck her whole head into his car.
There must not have been anyone around to see this then, if that's what actually happened.
Or in this area, if you're just used to like domestic disturbances, you just pay it no attention.
Yeah, I guess.
There were some things going on in Anthony Sowell. There were some things where people turned a blind eye. And
didn't the one lady run up to cops who were sitting in a restaurant and she was like, this guy just beat my ass?
Yeah.
And they were like, ah.
Yeah, they told her she had to go down to the station to file a report. So people, I could see somebody seeing this playing out and be like, nah, I'm going to just walk away.
That's a good point.
Not get involved in this. She started screaming, so Arthur grabbed her head with both hands and pulled her into the car through the window and choked her to death. Then he dumped her body close to where June Cicero was dumped. Which is really bold just to strangle her in the middle of the street like that.
It certainly is.
Felicia was reported missing, and police jumped, which this is probably the only time in history we'll talk about police jumping for a black sex worker, because they almost immediately threw a helicopter up in the air. On January 3rd, 1990, as the helicopter was flying overhead, Arthur Shawcross was going back to June Cicero's body. After Arthur had cut out her vagina from the last time he went to her body, he rolled her into the water, but not very deep. She was still kind of on shore. Arthur parked his car, which is actually Clara's borrowed car, but he parked the car and looked over the bridge. Down below was June's body, frozen in the ice, but clearly visible. Arthur says that he was pissing off the bridge, but in that moment, with, at minimum, his fly unzipped, the helicopter spotted Arthur, then the outline of June's body.
Well, that's some bad luck, huh? Wow.
The helicopter crew called in 2 patrol cars to follow the car, which they followed it to the Wedgwood adult home where Rose worked, and they watched Arthur go in.
Hey, the cops just saw me buy a body with a helicopter. Let me drive to my wife's place of employment and hide out there. Okay.
Police went in and asked about the man who just went in, and they were told that he went down to the basement. The police approached Arthur in the basement and asked him to step outside to answer some questions. When asked why he had been at Salmon Creek, Arthur said that he had been out driving and stopped to take a piss, but when he saw the helicopter, he decided to sit in his car and piss in a bottle instead.
Just like Dwight. You cut your penis
You gotta be careful
on the can, though.
I recommend like a Gatorade bottle. It's, plastic. It's
A lot
not
easier, yeah.
Sharp, yeah. Also, people with bigger dicks. It's bigger than a can, right? Come on.
The can hole's pretty small.
Yeah, it's tough to do. It's almost impossible for some of us in the Big Dick Club. What's the
Big Johnson?
the Big John? Is it Big John or Long Johnson?
I think it's the
Big Johnson from Curb.
There's a Big Johnson Club. Yeah, there's a Big Johnson Club.
He meet at Larry's house when he's out of town. Ian's like, all right. He's like, I love Seinfeld. It's a great show.
Police didn't have to push hard for Arthur to admit to what he had done. He tried to make up some stories that he never paid for sex, stuff like that. But once he started getting questioned about the child murders of Jack Blake and Karen Hill, Arthur confessed and photo ID'd his victims. Arthur then took police to each of the dump sites, which lasted the whole night. Between the questioning and driving around, it was like a 12-hour process.
Jeez.
I think...
Yeah, once they look up his past, like, oh, yeah, you're our guy for sure.
Not only were you standing on the bridge right above the body.
Yeah. There's no doubt in their minds at that point.
In November of 1990, Arthur went on trial for the murders, and he pled not guilty by reason of insanity. A forensic psychiatrist testified that Arthur had brain damage, multiple personality disorder, PTSD from war, and was sexually abused as a child. This psychiatrist, in my opinion, seems like fell for Arthur's bullshit, because the PTSD war claims are just not real if you go off of what the FBI and everyone in law enforcement says.
He was all about it. They put him under hypnosis. There's the videos of him like reliving, like my mom. Why are you touching your penis, Arthur? Oh, my mom's touching it and stuff. And they bought all of it.
But to me, it looks fake. The hypnosis looks fake with him, touching himself and whatever.
Well, hypnosis will work, right? So that's another thing that was BS though, right? Because he wasn't actually abused. So they're just basing it on that, or at least we don't really have any hard evidence that he was abused as a child.
Right.
He said so. Everyone else around him as a kid said that didn't happen.
The DA said during the trial, his mom called the DA and is like, why is he saying this stuff about me? This never happened.
But they're basing that off, or the psychiatrist might be basing it off of the hypnosis session that he had, which he might have been just working them on.
There's other doctors on that documentary that talk about it, and they believe what he says too. I don't understand what he did to fool these people. So much so that Robert Ressler from the FBI, the mine hunter guy, he came out and he personally looked into Arthur's war claims in Vietnam and stuff. He said it's not real. None of it is real.
Easily provable, it seems.
Yeah, so I don't understand why doctors would fall for his shit.
Yeah.
But if doctors are falling for it, so to speak, could there not have maybe been something, maybe not the PTSD from war, although maybe just even going over to war might cause some trauma, not compared to people, I understand it gets serious, but maybe there was some issues of that, and maybe there was abuse that we don't know about. I don't know. I'm just asking from the other side of things.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
Like if doctors are getting fooled, who are we to say, no, they were obviously wrong?
Well, Mike, we're podcast hosts, of course.
Yeah, we know more. We've been doing this for 4 years. What have they been doing? Reading books?
Getting
Fucking
doctorates?
losers.
Fucking PhDs?
Yeah.
Get out of here with that bullshit.
Nerds. I hate nerds.
That woman's wild too, because she diagnosed him with multiple personality disorder. There's doctors that debate if that's even real or not completely.
That's a good point.
He had previously been diagnosed with schizoid personality. Last week we talked about that was what the psychologist diagnosed him with.
They were trying to say that it was the intersection of a lot of things, like the head injuries and the PTSD and the sexual abuse, and these all kind of played a part in causing this.
But
I don't know, were
think
some of it real?
Play a
Probably
part?
the head injuries was real.
I think some of this did play, and this is not me saying that he should have been. They shouldn't have went for insanity, but maybe that did play a part. There was a lot.
Maybe it did.
There is a lot there that it could possibly be, other than just being also, maybe a piece of shit.
Again, you're never going to know 100%, but I think the PTSD, the stories about killing people in Vietnam is easily proved wrong. Yeah. Where he can't remember a single person he knew in Vietnam's name or anything.
Could any of that be tied back to the schizoid personality that he was diagnosed with previously? I don't know. And because I don't believe it, none of us do. I mean, you could easily find out whether he was in combat or not, and clearly he wasn't.
Right.
Just again, on the face of it,
I feel like I'm trying
to be making things up. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I'm not trying to make excuses for him. This whole story was filled with him making things up and about coming up with excuses for himself. So, but just when there's psychiatrists and psychologists all giving these diagnoses and these reasons, it's hard just to ignore that and say, oh no, they're clearly wrong.
It is, but we've seen them played before in other stories, I think. When someone learns how to work the system and what answers they're looking for. And
maybe so.
Ed Kemper was able to do that.
Ed Kemper, exactly.
He just studied those tests,
But Ed Kemper also was like a legitimate genius, wasn't he? Like he was a super smart, high IQ guy.
Yeah.
Arthur was just a, high dick inches guy. Allegedly.
A high dick inches guy. There you go.
He had like you said, Dave, he really did have head injuries. And it was also found afterwards that Arthur had a cyst pressing on the temporal lobe of his brain, as well as scarring on his frontal lobes. Those are the areas that are responsible for decision-making and self-control. And that seems to be a common theme. I mean, most of these guys have been hit in the head and have damage to that frontal lobe.
Yeah, maybe that's enough right there. Maybe the other stuff doesn't even matter. Maybe that right there is enough.
Yeah.
It's part of the recipe, for sure.
Yeah.
Regardless, it took a jury 6.5 hours to return a unanimous guilty verdict, and Arthur was sentenced to a total of 250 years in prison. On November 10th, 2008, Arthur was claiming about some leg pains. He was taken to Albany Medical Center, where he went into cardiac arrest, and he died at 63 years old. His interview is a really famous one. You can find that on YouTube.
Is that the link you sent us in the picture?
Yeah.
Where his entire head is the same shape. It's really weird looking.
It's a very weird shaped head. And he blinks the whole time. Like weird. It almost looks like he's doing Morse code. Like if he was a POW in a foreign country being held and he was trying to do Morse code back to someone here. That's what it looks like.
The blinking is so weird.
It's very strange.
Whatever became of the wife, the pen pal wife? Like, were they still married technically when he went to prison?
Yeah.
Yeah, did she know about any of this? He was fucking everything in town.
Clara started raising some questions.
Yeah, he had her car out there killing all these people.
Well, one of his final victims towards the end there, they struggled and ended up breaking the gear shift in the car. So he had to explain that to Clara, and she was kind of like, maybe there's something fishy going on a little bit.
I won't call police or anything.
No, not enough to call the police.
No, I won't say anything. He won't talk about the kids in Watertown or anything that happened there. He's emphatic. We'll not discuss it.
I like that the interviewer pushed it, though. And then, he got up at the end and left because he was mad about it.
Well, and the cops, which I think this is probably right, feel like he can't come up with any excuse for the kids. Like he can say, they tried to rob me, they did this, they bit my penis, they did that, and that's my excuse to kill them. But what are you possibly going to say that a 9-year-old did to you that forced you to kill them? So he can't come up with a reason, a rationale for doing that, so he won't discuss that. Which seems right. It makes sense.
He would have to admit that he is just a complete piece of shit.
Right.
Most of the guys don't want to do that. Richard Ramirez killed a 12-year-old girl early on, wouldn't talk about it ever.
Yep.
Ted Bundy killed a 12-year-old girl at the very end when he was in that kind of spree mode.
Yep.
As far as I know, he didn't talk about her, wouldn't talk about that murder.
And then Arthur's daughter, his long-lost daughter, looked him up and comes and visits him with her kids and stuff.
She loves it.
Yeah, she thinks he's great. She's wacky as he is.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
She's like, yeah, my older kids know what he did. The younger kids don't. Okay, cool.
So by all means, bring him around.
She's like, he's great.
Yeah, there's a picture of them online.
She's like, that was a long time ago. And okay.
It wasn't that long ago.
Well, he got his other pen pal after he had went to prison for his serial killings, and that guy published a book. Can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I didn't want to give this guy any money.
Yeah,
because it's kind of gross.
It is.
But he published a bunch of it, and Arthur Shawcross talks about his granddaughter in those letters. Really gross, like sexually talks about her.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So that lady or his daughter, it's like, why are you proud that he's your dad? Bring your kids around.
I don't know. There's not really anything all that interesting. The only interesting thing about this guy is that they let him out of fucking prison for some unknown reason and allowed him to do all this. That's
let him
it.
out of
There's nothing
prison.
else interesting about him.
They let him out early. He got charged with manslaughter. One of the parole board members was like, this is a violent, dangerous person.
Yeah.
The psychologist was like, this is a violent person who needs a lot of help, none of which happened. Yeah, like what do you think's going to happen?
That's it.
The system allowed this to happen.
It's interesting how he got caught. The fact that the helicopter flew over while he was back at the body.
That's very
Good
lucky.
police work.
Yeah,
Good
that's
police
very
work.
lucky.
But if they're keeping that helicopter out there all the time, and it seemed like they were, it is lucky, but that's also good on them. They were diligent with their search, right?
Yeah.
And following him and getting a helicopter out there.
But that's very specific timing for him to have been standing right there when it flew over. Like, that's very lucky.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. So, but did they just have a helicopter?
Like, it just took
Patrolling the
off.
area?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got really lucky with it. And that's
So
why.
how easy could it have been just to say, oh, we're not going to do that tonight. Let's do it again in the daytime. They
Yeah,
happened to
absolutely.
do it right then at night. And good on them for doing that.
Oh.
And that's why that detective that initially talked to him knew that he was the Genesee killer.
Yeah,
there was no
you're the
way.
guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like, what are the chances
None.
that you're not?
And then when they ran his, like, oh, he just got out of prison for killing 2 kids.
Yeah.
Then it's without a doubt. Yeah, I don't know. Just a typical run-of-the-mill scumbag.
There's just, I know we talked about it in part 1. There's no redeemable quality about him. There's not a single good thing that you can say about him.
No, like, he's a person that didn't need to exist and the world doesn't need and should have been killed a long time ago.
Ted Bundy's intelligent, charming. These aren't redeemable qualities, but it's a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of one positive thing to say about Arthur
agree.
Shawcross.
This guy's just worthless.
Yeah.
He serves no purpose to humanity.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good things to say about him. I still think there's a lot of doctors saying there's issues that were not addressed that make me uncomfortable with just saying he's worthless and should have just been killed. If there's head injuries, if there's some mental health issues that were not addressed.
Yeah.
There's more in this one than I think maybe other ones we've discussed, with at least actual doctors saying there's issue. I mean, we talk about head injuries every episode, but I don't know if those are ever diagnosed or if those are just, that this happened. I don't recall, but there's a lot that happened to this guy. And I'm not justifying anything he did, but just for me to be okay with saying, send him away.
Yeah, I understand. I get that. I have a question.
250 years in prison's not bad. I don't mind that sentence.
Finally, an appropriate sentence that no one was going to fucking parole.
Right.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of serial killers around rivers. Should rivers be banned? Yes or no?
I am pro the banning of rivers.
I thought you might be.
And we should turn them into creeks.
Just call them creeks.
No, they should be made smaller.
Like
to
winnowed
fit-
down to become
Yeah.
creeks.
And on the new land we're going to gain is maybe where we make all the sexual predators live. They can't fit in a community, right?
That's right.
Put them by the creeks.
Reclaimed Riverland is now for sexual predatorville. I can get behind that.
Yeah, what do they do there? Are there things set up for pedophiles and stuff to live? Seems like there should be like an apartment building or something.
There are some halfway houses
Are there?
and things.
But even halfway houses, aren't those meant to be like halfway houses, like readjusting you to society?
I don't know where they go once you
I think the idea is you go back living a
into
normal
society.
life.
Yeah,
But
but if
it's
you're in
not-
that neighborhood, it's
I don't understand that. I mean, you can't lock people up. I guess laws are laws, but
I don't think
you're
the
not going to
idea-
get better from that. If you're sexually attracted to something, you're sexually attracted to something. At least in my opinion,
it's not going to go away.
right? You're not going to stop being a pedophile.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a horrible idea to start having discussions about like apartment complexes that are set up maybe a little bit on the outskirts of a town that are just housing for people with sexual predator tendencies or child, predators.
Much like Casey Anthony's big round ass, I could get behind that, Mike.
And maybe they don't have to pay to live there. Like maybe it's just we're going to move, or maybe that you do. I mean, that's a whole different. It's a conversation that maybe should be had, but they can live out there away from society a little bit. And yeah, I don't think that's,
There's no good
I don't
answer,
think that's
yeah.
a bad conversation to at least have or to look into. Some of them might even say, yeah, I want that. I want to get away because I don't want to be persecuted for living in a town and having to feel shame every time I go to walk outside to check my mail.
Or tempted by seeing a little kid, right?
Exactly. And keeps the community safe. That keeps the people happy. And if you're going to get out of prison and be free, then maybe that is the life then that you're going to live. You're still free, but you live out there.
Yeah, maybe you should put that project together. Like you can be like the mayor of Pedoville, and you can run the
Sheriff,
place.
sheriff,
Sheriff Pedo.
Pedoville. I don't think that is a horrible conversation that
It's absolutely
be had.
not. Nobody wants them in their neighborhood.
Fuck no.
And you probably could raise enough funds from within the community and be like, yeah, oh yeah, we'll fucking pay more taxes for that. Build that apartment complex 10 miles out of town, 15 miles out of town.
Throw a wall around it too.
Well, now we're talking prison. So you might as well just keep them in prison at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
It's something that sounds good, but the logistics around that,
I understand.
You still have to shop at your grocery store. Like it's.
But when you go to nowadays, if a child sexual predator goes to a grocery store, it doesn't have to be announced or anything. They just get in, they get out. What's upsetting people is that they now know that they're living in their community. I don't know if people will mind if they know, they'll have the peace of mind that person's 15, and then it makes it easier for parole officers. One-stop shop a day. Go out to that apartment complex. Everyone should be there if they're supposed to be checking in. If they're supposed to be. Again, they're not in prison, but whatever you're set up on your parole or your terms of being released, you go there and you check in and you make sure everything's hunky-dory. And then at least from the system side of things, you can say, I've been checking in with this person every day. So then if something does happen, we're not going to sit here and blame the system.
But do you have to stay there? Do you just have to live there? Are you allowed to go out to the bars?
Again, in my conversation, you are a free person.
Yeah.
You're just not living indirectly in the community, which I think was the issue with this. I don't think these Rochester people were going up in arms when he left. They just didn't want him living there, right? Like when he left town, they were like, all right, good, we got him out. That doesn't, like, these people probably would still have to realize, oh, he might still be at your grocery store. He's just not living down the road.
Or in the red light district picking up sex worker. I don't know. I think it's probably something that sounds a lot easier on paper in discussion than it might be.
But the idea is these people are actually free now, so they should absolutely be allowed to live that way if that's what the courts dictated. Maybe just having a place for them outside of town would be the best case scenario for them, for the people of the community to feel better.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're not getting harassed every day. The people in the community feel safer because they're outside of town. And again, it's one place where parole officers can maybe then go check on them.
Yeah, I don't know. Or we could just kill them.
Oh, just kill them.
I'm just throwing ideas out.
I don't do that whole rehabilitation stuff from that. That doesn't seem real to me.
I don't know.
But no one said rehabilitation.
No, I know, but that's a big
If they're
argument.
just allowed to be free, then that's it.
There's also some people that get tagged with that sexual predator registering that were pissing in a park because they had to go too. So there's just so many variables with this discussion that makes.
And there's that website you can look at, that neighborhood watchdog site, and it'll give you a whole list of what people have done and who's living in your neighborhood, your general area.
Yeah. Questions without answers sometimes. But rest in piss, Artie Shawcross.
Yeah.
Fucking piece of garbage.
All right. We got anything else?
I think I'm good on this guy.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. Let's go to Patreon.
Thank you to new patrons, Anita Dickin Myaz,
Can you imagine what her parents were thinking?
Tori McEwing, Evan Rodriguez, Dalton, Lindsay Ray, Motherfucking Sampson, Crawls, Rumbled Foreskin, Justin Cribley, Alyssa Humbird, Ixelzes, Brandon Villarreal, Daniel, Joey Salway, Katie Walsh, Will Bryan, Cassandra, Maddie Keener, NATO, Mike's BTK photo shoot, link sub now. Is that out
What
there?
does that mean? I don't know.
Thought maybe you took secret photos and didn't share them.
Can you imagine if those actually existed? I just never told you guys.
You're like, oh yeah, I did. I just forgot to tell you guys.
Oops.
I sold them to this guy.
Yeah. Penthouse. Playgirl.
Why aren't you selling the Hustler? We'd have paid you $500,000.
You couldn't afford me, Mr. Flint.
Cynthia Schwenk, my Dixie wrecked.
Can you imagine what her parents were thinking? What is wrong with Dixie's parents?
Sarah Jorgensen, Shannon Stevie, Kevin Maxwell, Christopher Griffin, Fluttershy Fury, Mike Cucked My Butt, Jonathan Ruiz,
What does that mean? Not your butt.
Kaylee Kruger, Rayan Gatewell, Andrew Quirk, Ken Steinert, Northern Arizona Candle Company loves Necronomicon. How about that? Candle Company loves us.
I don't know if I ever talked about this on the show, but I am a huge candle fan.
Are you?
I find them very relaxing, especially
Yeah.
when I have like anxiety going on.
I like candles.
I keep one in my office, and at night, like if I'm reading or something, put a candle on. Big fan.
right.
So I'm a big fan of you, Arizona Candle Company.
How about that?
I mean, I'm not. You haven't sent us any products, but I probably would be a big fan.
Come on, baby. Light his fire. Hayden K., Andreas Landauer, Dr. Boner Donor, Stephanie Leapley, Sam Myers, Jenna Hopper, Shelby Rose, Jacob Ciampaglia, Morgan, Tony Archer, Mans Mon, Christina Green, Richard Perez, Jim Kominski, Mike Doherty, Ashley, Dustin Holloway, Steve G. Hey, y'all, it's Jen, Amber Dowse, and Donna Stamper. Thank you so much for your support, new patrons.
Ian, what do you got?
For iTunes, I have one for Trash Pandas Love Ian. Sophia the Cineast, which we struck a chord with Bad Bunny fans from last week.
Yeah, we heard a lot of Bad Bunny.
Yeah, the fact that you and I didn't know
We
who he
didn't
was.
shit on him. We just didn't know who he was.
Well, I saw one saying Bad Bunny is a whatever rapper, not a DJ.
He's a Puerto Rican, I believe Puerto Rican, right? Rapper, maybe.
Yeah, not a DJ.
You said DJ, pal.
Why? I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I can tell how white you guys are. Look, not sure that's called for.
It's not. I didn't know who the fuck he was.
We talk about hip hop all the time on this show just because we don't know who fucking Bad Bunny is.
We didn't shit on him. We just didn't know who he was.
We were watching that WrestleMania together, I believe. 'Cause
The
I
tag
believe-
match last year.
Yeah, because we both were like, who the fuck is Bad Bunny?
Yeah. And now he actually has a one-on-one match scheduled for the next pay-per-view.
I know.
Oh, you guys are so Caucasian. You know who Bad Bunny is?
Yeah. Nope.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Sure don't.
I honestly thought when they were saying that he was the most downloaded artist of all time and stuff, that it was like Vince kayfabing numbers.
Wait, he's the most downloaded of all time
on Spotify.
On Spotify, yeah.
on Spotify. Okay. Makes me
But
feel
that's
a
what-
little better, but
That's what when they said that, I was like, oh, that's like kayfabe shit.
they're like fluffing those numbers.
yeah, like how
up.
Vince always, makes sure
Sure.
to point out the audience.
Yeah. But, well, good for him. I just didn't know who the fuck he was. I'm not sorry about that. Like, I just didn't know who he was. He might be great.
Yeah, no one maligned him.
Yeah. I just didn't know who he was.
Like, I know a Cardi B Bad Bunny song, I think.
But if you're not sure about it,
Maybe,
it
I don't
sounds
know.
like.
Not going to listen to him, though.
If that offended you, I am not sorry in the slightest because I wasn't making fun of him. I just didn't know who he was.
Well, I don't think Sophia the Cineast was offended.
Okay, good.
She's just a fan of Bad Bunny. Was kind of shocked that we didn't know who he was.
Well, I'm sorry, Sophia the cynicist.
Cineast.
Now I know who he is, though.
Are you going to listen to him this week?
No, not even a little bit. But I will admit, in that one WrestleMania match he had, He was good.
There you go.
He did what he needed to do, and we'll see him. He's fighting. He has a match on an upcoming pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And he held his own. Like, you didn't watch it and be like, oh, this is one of those celebrities coming in who's going to pretend to know how to do a wrestling match. He looked all right.
I saw a clip from him the other night. He was on Raw, I believe, and Damian Priest put him through a table.
That's who he's
and
wrestling.
Fucking threw him hard. Like
Nice.
He took it through the table.
The choke slam, right?
Yeah. But you could tell, I don't know if maybe Damian Priest wasn't prepared for how light Bad Bunny was or something, because he fucking sent him flying through that table.
I think they're buddies, though, too, in real life. Because
really?
that tag match, they were partners
Oh, okay.
at that WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, so they've worked together. And now they're the ones who are going to be fighting at the pay-per-view. So I think that they're buddies, for a shoot and get along. And I will not be listening to him, but I will be watching his upcoming pay-per-view match.
And then the last one I have is for Sir JP Bear. Thank you guys for the awesome reviews.
Dave, what do you got?
I've got one international shout out. Thank you to Gia 2010-77 from Great Britain. Thank you for the kind review.
Hell yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, we good? Anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Check out those stickers on necronompod.com if you want some.
Get them while they last. People are excited. They want sticks.
Won't last forever.
All right. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the Talk Tick at Necronomipod, necronomipod.com. You can get stickers. Amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our latest merch, and Patreon.com for all of the bonus content. That's 3 episodes a month at the $5 level, a 4th bonus show at the $10 level. We have some good stuff coming up at the $10 level. Yeah, thanks.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.